This is chapter 5.4, Property of Logs Notes, part 2. Last time we talked about product property. Now we're going to talk about quotient property. The product property said that if there was multiplication in the argument, it's split up into addition. So the quotient property goes very, very similarly with that. It says that if there is division in the argument, it will expand into subtraction of logs. So if you have one log with division in the argument, then you can expand that into subtraction of logs. Or if you have two logs with the same base that are right next to each other and subtracted, you can condense that into one log with division in the argument. A key thing here is that whatever on the bottom is going to be a minus sign. So if you have a couple of things on the bottom, they will all have minuses in front of them. And if you have several things on the top, they will all be positive. So this log base b of m is positive because it's on the top. Again, something to note is that you can't do this if there's subtraction in the argument. It can't be broken up into subtraction. Division breaks into subtraction. So let's go ahead and get into this. Expanding, number 7, expanding log of x over 4. Now, something to note is that, again, this doesn't have a base under it. It's understood base 10. So this is our common logarithm. This is division in the argument. So we're going to expand it into subtraction. The thing on the top is going to have a plus sign or be positive. So log of x minus the thing on the bottom is going to have a minus sign. Log of 4. That's basically it. The next example, log base 9 of 2x over 7. Something that I want to point out to you is that this is 2 times x. You could split it and then split it again, but the key thing to remember is that anything on the top is going to be positive, anything on the bottom is going to be negative. So this will break up into log base 9 of 2 plus, because the x is on the top, log base 9 of x. Now the 7 is on the bottom, minus log base 9 of 7. Now, something that we need to look at, and that I didn't look at in number 7, is that you need to make sure is that these ones with the numbers in them, only numbers, can't reduce anymore. So remember, we have to ask ourselves, for this logarithm that I have circled, it asks you what power is it that you raise the understood 10 to give you 4. So 10 to what power equals 4? There isn't one. So what about this log base 9 of 2? 9 to what power equals 2? You can't get from 9 to 2. So that's reduced all the way. Same thing here. Log base 9 of 7. 9 to what power equals 7? There isn't one. Number 9 is going to be your turn. Hopefully you got that one right. Moving on to number 10, we're going to condense. So again, if you have two logarithms with the same base, so this 3 and this 3, you can condense them with subtraction. Anything that's on the top or anything that has a plus sign will be on the top. Anything that has a minus sign will be on the bottom. So this will condense to one single logarithm base 3 of 11 is a positive, so it's on top, divided by the negative is the y, so that's going to be on bottom. Now, if you want to, you can put this in parentheses or not. It doesn't particularly matter. Number 11, this is an 8. It got chopped off just a little bit when I printed it, but this one, they try and trick you. They try sometimes and move it around in different orders, put the negatives in front. If you just remember, if it's positive, it goes on top. If it's negative, it goes on bottom. That's it. So let's go ahead and do that. Anything that's positive, so the x and the 8, now again, note all of these have the same base, so the x and the 8 will then go on top. So this is log base 6 of the 8 and the x go on top. We normally see 8x instead of x8, so I went ahead and did that. Divided by the 2 is on the bottom. Now, if you notice this, you can go ahead and reduce this 8 divided by 2. If you can do that in the argument, go ahead and reduce this. So this gives me log base 6 of 4x. You can put parentheses around that or not. The last one is your turn. Go ahead and try this on your own. Remember, anything on the top is plus, anything on the bottom is minus.